You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Redskins for Black and White Sports 2. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like, comment, share. You know the drill, guys. Okay, let's talk about the Washington Redskins. Wait, what? What? Oh, that's a name I have not heard since, before you were born. Yeah, well, no, I grew up. I'm born in 75. I know Washington as the Redskins. My best friend, massive Redskins fan. I always, if I can, anytime I got to do a video on the Commanders or the Washington football team, or what exactly are you calling yourselves these days? Question mark. Inquiring minds love to know. I always make sure that I refer to them as much as I can as the Redskins. They will always be the Redskins to me. Man, Art Monk, the Hogs, Joe Gibbs, Mark Ripien, my God, Joe Theismann, Darryl Green. I mean, the list goes on and on of epic Redskins players. Lots of Super Bowls. Man, they were a hell of a team. A hell of a team in the 80s. Absolutely. Everybody had to respect the Redskins. Early 90s, you know. So, Josh Harris, they got a new owner. Dan Snyder is down the road. And some interesting comments have come out. Some things that Josh Harris has sort of said, actually just come right out and said, and Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson has said there would be some consideration to a name change. Wait, what? What? Another name change? But, oh, wait. Josh Harris kind of alluded there may be a name change. And then all of a sudden, Ron Rivera drops this nugget and alludes to the Washington Redskins. Now, it's like, wait a minute. Are we building momentum? Is there hope? Is there hope for what is a great NFL fan base? I don't care if you're a Cowboy fan. I'm a Niners fan. I don't care if you're a Giants or Eagles fan. That is a passionate fan base up in Washington, without a doubt. And for many of us, they will always be known as the Redskins. And it seems, don't look now, but the Redskins nickname has a heartbeat again. There's a little bloop bloop. And I mean, we may be going 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes in between a beep, but boop boop, it's beeping nonetheless. And, of course, and guys, you know I like Mike Florio. I do. He's very good at his job. When him and Sims stick to the NFL, they're the best. PFT is the best NFL show there is, I think. But then you've got situations like this where Florio just cannot help himself but to get triggered. And he's already triggered at the very idea that this might actually happen. And so let's get to this. Let's look at this. And I find this really interesting. This is SI.com, and I've got PFT. Ron Rivera alludes to the Redskins. Nickname option for new owner Josh Harris. Quote, well, I know this, says Washington coach Ron Rivera, who during his process has, of course, been much more than just, quote, a coach. Mr. Harris and that ownership group talked extensively about bringing back the glory. So, the Redskins in play, question mark. We heard Magic Johnson hint at it. We've heard Josh Harris out and out say it. And now, Ron Rivera, who has been knee-deep in trying to steer this wobbly ship of a franchise, is now alluding to it as well, opening up the concept of the, quote, new Washington team nickname actually being the old Washington team nickname. Quote, well, I know this, said Rivera, who during the process, of course, much more than the coach, Mr. Harris, and it goes on to talk about what he just talked about, bringing back the glory. Rivera said, what coach Joe Gibbs did, the traditions that alumni group, Sean Taylor, we didn't bring him up a minute ago, that alumni group of guys that are around, it's hard to escape it. It really is. That's just the truth of the matter. They're the Washington Redskins, folks. So, what does that have to do with, quote, the Redskins, Rivera continued? Just so everybody knows, we do that with the utmost respect for the native tribes and for the American Indian. Anytime that's brought up, it is brought up with the utmost respect. I'm going to tell you what they need to do. This is pretty simple. They got to do what the Braves did. They got to, if they really want to get this right, do what the Florida State Seminoles have done. Hook up with a Native American tribe, an Indian tribe, create a relationship with that tribe, and go back to being called the Redskins. It's just that simple. And have the Native American tribe out on the field, just like the Seminoles do. Make that a part of the game itself. The pregame, that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Since the NFL's Washington club dropped its previous nickname in 2020, there has remained a clamoring from some fans who never saw the mascot nickname as being offensive and who wish the franchise would return to its classic origins. And now that Magic, who is part of Harris's ownership group that purchased the team from Dan Snyder earlier this month, has suggested all options are on the table for a rebrand, it is natural that some fans would assume the Redskins most recently treated an NFL dirty word is among those options. A recent petition to change the Commanders back to the Redskins. Let's be real, Commanders is a terrible name. I mean, that's a dog shit name. Look, the DC Defenders, that XFL name, it's better than the Washington Commanders. It is what it is. After a handful of years, that has seen the team's nickname change to even the Washington football team. Honestly, I like it better than the Commanders. Has gained thousands of signatures. And based on the attendance at teams' training camp workouts, interest in calling them something different than what Snyder called them is at an all-time high. Harris made the Redskins reference in a fun poke at the Dallas Cowboys being, quote, America's team. Maybe that opened up some emotionally driven door here. But if the Redskins were deemed offensive, that hasn't changed. We would suggest this. The fan base wants to truly clean the post-Snyder slate. He's part of the Redskins controversy too. So this guy at the end threw in his little nugget. Let's get to Florio, okay? I'm not gonna rehash what I just read. But this is where we get down to Florio getting triggered. I mean, for crying out loud, dude. Come on, stop it. There's so much, there's a passionate fan base for the Redskins. And there's a way that this can be done without it being some kind of offensive anything. That, and sorry but not sorry, so many of these people, it's such a minority fraction of people that actually get mad about this. And I got to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it real here. It's not Native Americans. It's not Indians that are getting mad. It's white social justice warriors that are triggered by this shit. I'm just being honest. It's a bunch of purple-haired and pink-haired and polka-dotted-haired freaks that are in the corner crying that probably have never watched an NFL game in their entire life that is getting triggered over this. Oh, and Mike. Yeah. But that's the same argument that was used to justify the name itself. It's a sign of respect. It's used in a positive way. It's not offensive. It's not a slur. If it's a slur as the current name, it's a slur as the former name. Although the hatred for Snyder has given Harris and his partners the ability to do pretty much whatever they want and be applauded for it, they're casually and nonchalantly using a slur. Here we go. Regardless of the motivation, the intent, or the message. Obviously, Rivera isn't going to press his luck this early in the relationship by telling his new bosses that a slur is still a slur. But a slur is still a slur. We got you, Mike. We do. I mean, come on. And it's hard not to wonder whether Harris and company are floating said slur as a trial balloon. Possibly with the idea of fully, quote, bringing back the glory by eventually bringing back the name. I mean, it just seems ridiculous to get so mad over this. That Redskins fan base is huge. And you know what the Redskins are? And I'm going to be real, that the Commanders and the Washington football team aren't. The Redskins were a national brand for the NFL. There, I said it. Just like the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Raiders. Yes, there is absolutely a national fan base for the Redskins. I know fans that after that was changed, they threw their hands up and said, I'm done. And the Patriots have kind of built a national brand too, but I don't know how long that's going to last if they don't start winning again. So that's neither here nor there. I just don't understand getting outraged over this. I've talked to Native Americans. A large part of our subscriber base on the big channel is Native American. They don't understand any of the outrage around the Cleveland Indians. In fact, a lot of them get offended by the idea that that people actually acknowledge or believe that Native Americans are that thin-skinned and are offended by everything because you know what? They're not. They're not. I mean, you might get some, ultra-liberal, educated, went to some radical university. Yeah, I mean, well, the whole student base is offended by everything. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I think this is building up. There's something going on here with the Redskin name. There is. And the question is going to be, is Roger Goodell and the NFL ownership, that's not any fans that they're going to worry about here, really. Are they going to allow the Redskins to come back? Or do they even have a say in it? I promise you one thing. Somewhere Jerry Jones is sitting in a room and there's been a conversation and he is crossing, maybe he's not even telling anybody. But he's crossing his fingers somewhere, and he's going, please let them bring the Redskins back. Because Cowboys versus the Redskins, it just sounds like America. Like this is just what the NFL, the best it ever had to offer. The Redskins, the Cowboys, let's get it on. Put the game back on. Make it a Thanksgiving tradition, and let's go. Man, the ratings that game would get. Wow. And look, they love some ratings. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.